So here we are going in the east portal here, and I got a pretty good crew today. We got Michael. Feel free to wave, distinguish yourself. Thank you. Vince.
Howdy, howdy.
We all know Pat, Linda, and Aaron from Michigan. Aaron's a lawyer, but he's a good guy anyway. So if you need any legal work done in Michigan, Kendall Law Group, this guy here, and it's a motley ass crew. My safety could depend on these people, but okay, I'm sure it's in the aggregate, we'll be all right. So onward and inward. Shut up. And this section here is where we finally get to the old mine. This is the older mine, initially started by Tecopa, consolidated and expanded by Anaconda. So you can see up into a stope up there. Some nice mineral in the walls. Up here, you can see some chrysocolla copper and some galena and zinc residue where they were mining. But that stoping goes all the way, pretty much up to the top of this mountain. You can follow that stoping up past several levels. And this stuff comes way out above the Western War portal. Vince is looking for cool stuff with his black light over here.
Yeah, just trying to hydrate. Don't mind me.
Not my mind.
Look there. Ah, nice.
And of course, down here we have another raise coming up from below, from the lower levels. So. Down here is the first ladder I ever built, and I learned from that design sucked. But it's still usable in an emergency, which is all I really use it for. But it's another way out from the lower levels should anything happen. And you can feel the air flowing up because the air is circulating through here at this point. Going down the incline shaft, coming back up here, vice versa. So it's a big mine and it breathes all by itself. Yeah, put that all the way down there if you don't mind. Give folks a look. Kick it off towards the vent pipe over there. Yeah, back in the day, Anaconda had that ventilation pipe running down to the lower levels.
What was wrong with your design of your ladder?
Too thin.
Oh.
It's just not as strong.
I see it now.
Yeah. I used the old, I measured the Anaconda ladders and the TCM ladders and used the exact same size wood. Unfortunately, today's Home Depot wood is not like the old stuff, so I learned from that. Now everything I use is 2x4 construction.
Well, and there's had a benefit because it's old desert wood and it's got calcification in it.
Like the stuff behind here, this is all broken ladder I pulled out of there.
Yeah, that's half rocked by now.
Yeah, but for the shattered wood, I mean, that stuff is still stronger. I'm going to be pulling it apart for the pieces eventually, but that stuff is actually it's harder to work with and it's actually worth the trouble of doing. But
exactly.
It's good wood. So,
yeah, that'll be really long after the last one.
So. And here's some of our rail that's still here. So I got the nice 24 gauge rail coming back in here, the air and the water pipes. Scrappers didn't get it all.
Nobody likes hauling bent rail.
Yeah.
Great stuff's easy to carry.
And reuse and sell. So. It's good to be back in here. Good to be home. And my other favorite spot right here around the corner. If anybody has an hour and 36 minutes to kill, there's a great movie you can watch. You can find it on Amazon Prime. It's called The Mine or The Abandoned Mine. Uses both names. A bunch of high school kids coming up for a Halloween party decide to come to this old abandoned haunted mine. And they come into this mine. Actually, I thought it was filmed on location here. And they go down this spot here. And they go back in there. Of course, the usual bad things happen when kids in Halloween costumes go in old abandoned mines that are supposed to be haunted. So I'm not going to spoil the ending. Actually, I don't understand the ending. So if any of you want rent The Abandoned Mine on Amazon and you make it through to the end, please explain it to me because I don't get it. So, but you can climb down there on a rope if you want to, but huge stope space down there. And now we're back in the War Eagles Museum section again at the top of the double inclines shaft over here. Vince is already salivating at the thought of going down there. We'll get around to that one of these days, yeah. But for now, we're going to be got a different track laid out for today, so see some of the artifacts we picked up here along the way.
Take a look at this one. This is what I showed them on the they've got items there.
Steel wheeled wheelbarrow. And of course the drills. And right now the pièce de résistance, but we'll get more. Working on it, working on it. Let's take a look down the incline again. Everybody loves the incline shaft. Now Vincent Short here last, we got down here, me and Larry and Andrew, and we put off out of the fallen timbers now, so there's no more down timbers in the first section of the drift here, or tunnel.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah,
That's a freaking prom queen.
Oh, it is. Goes down another, 5 levels down there, and each one of those goes off to its own little maze world. So I still got a little more work to do down there, but it's fun and interesting.
So the rails, so we go to incline. It looks like we've got it. They flatten out, and then they go back further incline.
Well, what we got down there, that's a drawbridge down there. They have one on each track. So if the car wants to go off on the first level, they drop the drawbridge like they have it right now, and the car will go down and roll off onto that level. That would be the 790 level. And if the car is going to continue on down, it's going to, like this one here, the bridge is up. So the car would just roll right on down to subsequent levels. Nice. And if they wanted the car off on that level, they drop that bridge. So if you look way down there, you can see the bridge down at the 890. And that one is a little bit kitty-wumpus because some jackass left a rolling ore car go down this track. And it finally got down there, it jumped the rails, it knocked out some timbers, it hit that bridge and tore the bridge up. It also jumped the track itself and badly damaged itself. And then insult to injury, later jackasses came by and took all the wheels off it. And, so eventually we're going to try to get that one and other carts down there re-wheeled and back up this incline to display it here in the museum. But that's going to take some effort. So now we're coming into an area here that this is the reason for the new portal that Anaconda dug. Was initially we had this section here that would take all the workings back to the west main shaft, but it's bad rock in here, so a lot of collapse, and Anaconda did a lot of work trying to crib this up when they ran the place. So you'll see more cribbing in this section of the mine than anywhere. I think about half the wood in the mine is back in this section here. We got everything from logs to square set timbers to railroad ties, pieces of track steel, and a lot of stuff just snapped right off because this area is still settling and subsiding and coming down. So if the mighty Anaconda with their limitless pocketbooks and best engineers in the business couldn't save this section, I sure can't either. But if I can slow the collapse in here, which I'm hoping to try to do, and at least keep it open, I'll do that. But like I see, you can just see some of this wood being crushed down here like this, or timbers like this one back over here. I mean, these are 10 by 10 and 12 by 12 just being compacted into splitting. The pressure on top of this stuff is probably immeasurable, but
pretty good stuff.
It's holding up a little bit now. But as long as it lasts one day longer than I do, that's a win. Hopefully it won't be a tie. So, come on back in here, Aaron. We're not going through here today. We're just showing this area off. I just like showing off the split timbers and other stuff. And we had a whole big square section up here back once, which I haven't gotten back up into. One of these days when I'm properly stupid, I will crawl up into this square set area just to document what's still left. But I'm not in a hurry. So
See, look at this.
a lot of beautiful work, but my nature's gonna win.
So everybody looks at this stuff and they go, oh my God, that's...
And of course, looking down here is one of the big stopes that Anaconda would have put in back in the day. Big slusher stope. You're looking down there. That's 100 feet down, and that's 100 foot vertically, not laterally. If you go down on the angle, you're looking about 150, 160 feet. So this whole thing
is above a shaft right here.
Yeah, that landing is above. There's a drift down there. So if you drop through that wood, you're down on the 790 level. And you can feel the air moving through. The air is all circulating through these stopes. And below that, there's another section of stoping that goes down to the 890, just like that. And we got more stoping up above us through the chute behind here. Like, spread out, spread out. Yeah, it's a lot more, not as obstructed as it looks like, but you get up around that bend and you get another huge stope that goes up to the 500 level. So this whole mountain here is hollowed out to the tune of about 10 to 20 foot high or more. The amount of ore and rock they took out of here, just incredible.
Boggles the mind.
So,
You know what's hilarious is you look at the tailings pile, and it's they weren't pulling a lot of spoils. I mean, most of the shit that came out of here, it had value.
right to the mill, yeah.
Right.
So this mine was pretty rich, and I think Anaconda did okay right up until 57 when the government closed the strategic lead reserve and stopped buying anything Anaconda could produce. I mean, they had a captive market back then and pretty much set their own price. It was a good deal for them. And unfortunately, 57, the gravy train ended, and Anaconda closed a lot of their lead workings, so did a lot of the other big producers. And this mine went dormant, never to reopen, except now as a tourist mecca, run by me for you, my wonderful viewers and visitors. Who's beeping? So, some people's kids. And look what we found back here in the mine, way the hell back up here, up on top of a timber. I thought it was something high graded by one of the old miners originally, and I'm looking, we pulled it down, not without some effort because it was up there. And this is a lock that I had on my gate on the east portal. When I first got here, I had this lock on there, and one day it disappeared, somebody cut it off. And I was pissed, not only because they'd cut my lock, which is a violation in itself, but they took the lock with them. So my thought was, damn it, they took the lock so they can, make a key. And I'd standardized all the other locks I was using around here with the same set. And if somebody could make a key to one, they could make a key to all of them. So because this lock was not sitting back there at the gate where it was cut off, I ditched all the other locks in this series. And now we come back in here, about 1.25 miles back in the mine, and here's this thing jammed up on top of a timber set. So whoever cut it off, you're a bastard 2 ways. And if we ever meet up, my boot got a date with your ass. But now I've got a better lock, and the lock hasp is shielded, and it's not going to happen again. So because of what you did, I did learn, and I made the place better. But that doesn't make me happy with you by any means, assholes. And now we're actually climbing up the remains of an old ladderway and a little haulage skip going between the War Eagle and the Grant mine. So I've come up the first section here, and we're watching folks follow me here. And
Oh God, you're filming me?
I'm not filming you, I'm filming the mine. You're just in it.
$20, I'll put the light towards this camera.
Some people would complain if it got hung with a new rope.
He'll disappear and so will his witness.
Okay. Okay, fine. I'll look over here so we don't see Pat climbing up the ladder. There's Pat climbing up the ladder.
I'm actually getting stuck.
Oh, good. It keeps you from falling down. You can see this nice little carved out space back here. Looking good, Pat. Looking good. Do you need a hand?
No, I'm all right.
Okay. Next knucklehead.
We're already dispatching them. Aaron said, I don't need to worry about no rock.
All right. Aaron, the lawyer from Michigan, just come on up here. Come up alongside the ladder. You've got a vertical timber there that's really solid. Just use that one. And
Just lean up on it.
yeah, put your knee on that one. The vertical one to your right behind you, the one you're totally ignoring.
What's it? Say again?
No. Never mind. Just use it the next time you come up. So this is going to be a while, but you can see there's some really good timbering up here that I'm going to repurpose for use somewhere else in the mine eventually. And we're under some really nice stuff here. And this is just a beautiful old area that's, again, mostly stable. Truly love it. Just okay. Next.
Hey!
Already dispatched.
Thank you.
All good, Dad.
Oh, this is going to be a long day with these Weisenheimers. It's like the circus is coming to town. They're just like I like them all. And they're a great crew. This is what your adventure tour gets you, folks. This stuff. Good job, Linda. Okay, so now we're all up here in this pocket. Look at all these people behind the lights. There's 5 people or 6 people in a space. It's room for about 2. And we're going to climb up this ladder here up into the lower Grant. And you're looking at a pretty good ladder here. Rest assured on this section, this is the best part of this ladder. The rest is not for video, but we will have it fixed eventually and make it a safe passage. Right now it's borderline safe-ish. You know, my standard is safe-ish. This ladder is borderline safe-ish, but we're gonna be careful. We're gonna climb up here today, and eventually, maybe during the volunteer weekend, we'll come back here and fix the bad rungs and shore up a couple of the junctions that need to be reshored. So onward and upward. Up, up, up we go. Their 100-foot climb to put us up in the Grant up these wonderful ladders. And over on the other side of the board here is big ore pass that took a lot of material down to War Eagle at one time. So I'm just going to keep climbing here as I can. And here we are up at the top on the drift level in the lower Grant, watching the crew come on up from below. So there's Aaron coming up, kvetching all the way.
Safety not guaranteed, I believe. What's the term?
Safety third.
Yeah.
So we get an ore pass here. It goes down, and the ladder is a manway running up next to us.
Wasn't that fun?
Good job. That'll work out.
The thought is that sometime I think my belief is that the Grant mine was being operated as an extension of the War Eagle at the time, and they were running it down through the 690 into that lower incline shaft below. So it's got its own name. It is the Grant, but it's really an extension of the War Eagle. The Grant has a standalone mine not too far away that I haven't even really messed with because the ladder's so bad in it. But we'll get there. How you doing, Michael?
We're getting there.
Getting there is good.
I was thinking of doing that too.
And here they're already talking about going over to Death Valley Brewing and getting some beer. Yay! And going to Steak and Beer and getting some steak and beer.
There's a common theme.
Yeah, and then we'll probably go over to the barbecue place and get some more beer and barbecue on the weekend. Yeah, if you have to put your knees on. Yeah, no worries. We're just waiting on the abominably slow man to come on up.
Yeah.
Vince is so busy rock hounding. If he wasn't finding really cool stuff, I'd be kind of cheesed, but he's finding really cool stuff. It's nice when you got somebody who's actually got mine experience, working as a practical miner.
Well, if I was any good at it, I'd still be doing it.
The downside is every 5 feet he's like, look at this, look at this, look at this. I mean, I'm learning a lot, but man, we're over time.
Yeah, we'll never get out of here.
That's all right. Good job, good job. All right.
Nice.
Welcome to Lower Grant.
Middle, that middle one.
Yeah, I know. Volunteer weekend, I think we're going to replace that section. Walking down the old Noonday, or the Grant drift, I'm sorry. And you can see the nice real tree timbering here and some of the overhead. Just small section, a lot of artifact left behind. Doesn't see a whole lot of traffic, probably never really did. So it's one of my favorite areas back in here. This was originally TCM workings, and I think all Anaconda used it for was ventilation and emergency escape. But we're at this point about 500 feet underground, so just think 2.5 football fields down, that's where we're at. lots of old burlap and sacks they used to have back in here. That's what they were hauling stuff in back in the day. So.
Because you said these holes were rushed out, right? Like a drill or a motion.
People who made these holes are long gone and dead, as are their children and grandchildren, like as not. The holes are still here, and we're still here using them. You can feel the fresh air again, so we're about to the bottom of the Grant shaft and start crawling our way up. Now we just gotta crawl through there. Dun, dun, dun. Anybody who's clean, that's about to change.
Huh?
Said if you're clean, that's about to change.
Oh, we're gonna
I know it
get
doesn't apply to
dirty.
you,
Oh
Vince.
my God, I'm so excited.
There we go.
And I see dimples.
Here's the rest of the crew starting to slide up through there. It's only about 2 feet high. And you can see we still got J-hooks in place down here to hold the square set. And our ladder doesn't start for a couple of timber units up there. So there's our ladder, and once we get to it, we're just gonna climb that sucker about 500 feet to daylight. Woohoo! Who are you calling crazy? You're in here. So I'm climbing up this shaft here all the way up the top. And below me I got the traveling circus coming on up here, so eventually we're all going to be outside. So. 500 steps on the ladder to go, 500 steps to go. If one of these steps should happen to break, well, we won't even finish that song. Because they won't. You hear me, ladder? No fucking break. Here's some hash marks on the wall from ore cars sun up. Here's the upper level of the Grant. And our people coming up slowly but surely from down below. But slow is good, they're still making it. And I'm going to step up onto the level and check something out here for a minute. But coming back off the level into the shaft again, looking way up there. That's daylight, it's only about 100 more feet up. We got this. Quit griping, you came in here voluntarily. Well, you see, you were on the 690 level, and I told you we were going to climb up to the surface. Most people got math skills. You see what I got?
No, math was required.
You see what I got to put up with, folks? I'm going on the level. And here's some nice graffiti. CWR from Butte. 6/17 in 1942. Gee, who was here from Butte in 1942? Anaconda miners. God bless the Anaconda Copper Company. Oh yeah. Got some nice copper right here. Now, this mine still got stuff, ladies and gentlemen. There's a beautiful copper up there. And back up through the collapse here where we blasted the rock last year and made this little passage over here. So now we can get through here safe and somewhat easy. Special spot in hell if whoever's kicking all that rock down.
Good.
Up you go.
I think it's Aaron doing some payback.
Oh, you haven't seen payback yet.
Oh shit! Oh shit! This is Lyndon. Patty doing a payback.
Would you climb up there? And now, after climbing up through that mess, Gets up one last little bit of stretch to the top. Yeah, beautiful sunshine out there. Never looked so good. Coming out. So here we are, post mine exploration. We were only in the ground for about 6 hours, so that was enough. 6.5, I'm sorry. So here we are after a well-deserved dinner over here at Steak and Beer with Pat and Linda and Michael and Vince and Karen. Can't forget Karen and Aaron, of course, our resident Karen. And we're here at Steak and Beer, the finest steak restaurant in Tecopa. And I'm going to wander in the back now, and since Eric is camera shy, get out my way. Spread out, y'all. So, if you come out to Tecopa, you got to come to Steak and Beer here. It's a nice, small, intimate place with some of the best food you're going to find, this side of Las Vegas. And Eric over here was a Las Vegas chef who was definitely brought the level up here. Here's Eric. Smile for the camera, man. I'm giving you props, and best steak restaurant in Tecopa.
Nice.
So come to Steak and Beer, folks. Right down here in downtown Main Street, Tecopa. You can't go wrong. So,
They're open for breakfast now.
open for breakfast now. Fantastic. And here's a chef who does his own dishes. That's just fan-freaking-tastic.
Yep.
So thanks, Eric. You rock.
Bye.